Poland has decided to revert to the historical name of Kaliningrad, a Russian city and administrative region situated on its border. Following the suggestion of the Government Commission for Geographic Names Abroad, the city will now be referred to as Krolewiec on Polish maps. The Commission for the Standardization of Geographic Names Outside the Borders of Poland, an expert committee established by the Interior Ministry to provide recommendations on how places outside Poland should be named in the Polish language, made the decision. According to them, the Polish name Krolewiec is the recommendation for Kaliningrad, and using the name Kaliningrad in Polish language is not recommended. Additionally, the committee suggested that Kaliningrad Oblast be referred to as Krolewiec province in Polish. Founded in 1255 by the Teutonic Order, the city was initially named after Bohemian King Ottokar II and was known as Königsberg in German language. The Polish name for the city is Krolewiec, while Lithuanian refers to it as Karaliasius, and in Russian it is known as Krolewiec. Kaliningrad, a Russian exclave bordering Poland, was previously known as Königsberg until 1946, when it was under German control before passing to Soviet control after the Second World War. Prior to that, between the 15th and 17th centuries, the city was known as Krolewiec during its period of the Polish control. Poland justified its decision to revert to the name Krolewiec by stating that the name Kaliningrad was an artificial baptism unrelated to the city or the region. Additionally, the fact that the city was named after Mikhail Ivanovich Kalinin, who was involved in issuing a decision on the Katyn massacre, has negative connotations and emotional implications in Poland. In March 1940, Kalinin was one of the Soviet leaders who signed the order to execute Polish military officers and many other people who were taken prisoner after the Soviet Union invaded Poland in 1939. Due to the Kalinin's involvement in 1940 Katyn massacre, Poland believes that his name has negative connotations. Therefore, the city should be referred to as Krolewiec, which was its name during the period when it was ruled by the Kingdom of Poland. According to the Polish side, the recent events related to Russian invasion of Ukraine have prompted the committee to revisit the issue of the city name. The committee emphasized that place names serve not only a practical function but also have a symbolic significance. Amid strained ties over the Ukraine war, the Kremlin has denounced Poland's decision to rename the Russian city of Kaliningrad in its official documents as a hostile act. Relations between Poland and Russia have been historically strained. While Moscow maintains that its forces liberated Poland when they drove out Nazi forces at the end of the Second World War, many people believe that the Soviet Union merely replaced their Nazi occupation with another form of repression. Dmitry Medvedev, a prominent ally of Russian President Putin, criticized the decision in a tweet, describing the authorities responsible for the decision as Polish Russophobies. He also made a sarcastic comment about Poland's history. In addition, Poland has taken steps to strengthen its border with the region in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The Polish military has constructed a temporary razor wire fence standing at 2.5 meters high and has initiated the installation of cameras and motion sensors along the 200-kilometer border. Additionally, anti-tank obstacles have been positioned at border crossings. Polish officials are worried that Russia may exploit the border to create a new path for migrants into the European Union, given the recent reports of an increase in direct flights from the Middle East and other regions to Kaliningrad. Therefore, Poland has taken measures to strengthen its borders with Belarus, erecting a 5.5-meter tall steel fence along the part of the border. This action follows a surge in migrants crossings from Belarus into Poland, Lithuania, and Latvia. The contrast between Putin's rhetoric during his Victory Day speech and the drastically pared-down military demonstrations that accompanied it suggests that he may currently be more talk than action. May 9 is celebrated in Russia as a Victory Day, commemorating the Soviet Union's victory over Nazi Germany in the Second World War. It is usually marked by grand military demonstrations, large-scale parades across the country, and a speech by the Russian president. Putin often emphasizes how the Soviet Union played a crucial role in liberating Europe in 1945. The cancellation of demonstrations in several Russian cities leading up to the Victory Day was attributed by Russia to a supposed drone attack on the Kremlin. However, some experts have suggested that the cancellation was instead an attempt to conceal military losses. The celebrations in Moscow itself was significantly pared down compared to previous years, with only T-34 tank present and no aircraft displays or military jets flown. The number of participating soldiers was also reduced to 8,000, with UK intelligence alleging that many of them were not even combat soldiers. These changes, combined with Putin's rhetoric during his speech, have led some to speculate that Russia may be projecting in a more aggressive image than it can actually support. Despite the underwhelming military display, Putin reaffirmed his belief that Russia is fighting for its survival. Ever since making his Victory Day speech in 2000, Putin has been stressing the importance of commemoration of Victory Day as a patriotic obligation for all Russian people, underscoring that if needed, Russians must be prepared to defend their homeland as they did during the war. As he has done since the 2002 invasion of Ukraine, Putin continued to refer to the aggression as a special military operation. He is also seeking to draw a parallel between the Soviet Union fighting the Nazis and Russian military efforts in Ukraine, a comparison he also made during last year's speech in the Victory Day.